Coming up next on Channel 3, a new program entitled Crusade Thing, followed by a new episode of Ticonderoga Arts, as well as some of your other favorite programs. This is viewer-supported public television in Ticonderoga, WNNY-TV. The Crusades. What were they? Who was this conflict between? Why was this war waged? Well, it was a conflict between medieval Europe and the Middle East over the control of modern-day Israel. First, some background. After the Roman Empire was game-ended in 476, Europe was in complete and utter chaos. No one knew what the fricka-frickle-frackle to do to retain order. However, a few centuries later, Islam became a thing and promptly began to eat all the Sahara Desert. While Europe was out of whack, Islamic society became incredibly prosperous. What made Europe the most mad was that Muslims invaded Jerusalem, the Holy Lands where Jesus was crucified. Because of this, Pope Urban II called for the Council of Clermont in November 1995, where he proclaimed that they had to help the Byzantine Empire and stand up for Christians that were persecuted and killed in Muslim territory.
We must take back the Holy Lands. If we're successful, Jesus will love us more than the rest of his children!
Right after Urban's speech, a French priest by the name of Peter the Hermit organized an army made up of thousands of poor Christians and went east. They made it through Germany while killing some Jews and through to the Ionian Peninsula, but were greeted by a complete annihilation by a Turkish force at the historic city of Nicaea.
That's a lot of damage!
However, Nicaea was taken by a different Christian army in 1097, sent by Byzantine Emperor Alexios. They went down south and took the city of Antioch, and from there went south along the Mediterranean coast with little resistance. Leaders of the mostly rural areas they invaded chose to just concede and aid the Crusaders. They made it to the Lebanese city of Arca in 1099 and set up a siege, but due to internal turmoil, they left the city and went south to the X that marked the spot, Jerusalem. The Holy Lands had just exchanged hands between Islamic tribes. This made it crucial that they took it then and there. To quote a great rock, they put in the work and the hours and took what was theirs. But it took a little while for that to happen. They set up a siege in Jerusalem, but it was a stalemate. The Islamic leader that controlled Jerusalem at the time said that he would give them the city if the Muslim residents could have a safe travel in getting to the nearby city of Ashkelon. For the next 2 days, the army decided to pillage the city and kill people, because that's what white people history is all about. Jerusalem was theirs. Sadly, Pope Urban died before he was able to hear the news. They split up their newly colonized territory into counties and the Kingdom of Jerusalem.
We interrupt this program to bring an urgent news bulletin from WNNY News.
Among Us, reporting live from Avon, New York, pretend I have a mustache. Horrifying news today in 1979 as it turns out that the Black Plague has came back. Please, get indoors right away or you'll disintegrate. I was joking about that part, but still. People have been rioting across the streets in various cities across the nation, such as Buffalo and Minneapolis. Get as much food and water as you possibly can, and if you have boils or other symptoms, please, for the love of God, stay inside or I'm gonna come to your house and strangle you. I'll pass this off to my co-anchor, Eduardo.
It's pretty quiet in Avon right now. The only reason that we're filming here is because it's cheaper to outsource filming to Rochester. Also, without much surprise, the local Treebus has fired shots at the local Taco Bell. We have reports that this is also happening in Syracuse, Utica, and Watertown. Better eat your chicken chalupas fast before he kills you and takes them for himself. Back to you.
Experts say that this plague could last for either 2 months and have only 1/6 of the U.S. die, or it could last until 1984 and have a half of the entire American population dead. We'll report back to you if we have any further news. This has been a WNNY News Bulletin.
Oh my God, it's a big stick.